but the GM of the Pittsburgh Steelers is helping us kick off hour number 2 here on Disney Plus and ESPN Radio and ESPN Cable as well. Omar Khan, good to see you, sir.
Good
How
to
are
see
you, man?
Thanks for having me on. Good
you
to
got
see
it.
you.
How's life in your neighborhood?
Life's good. Been busy the last 6-7 weeks. Been really busy.
Yes,
but,
I've noticed.
It's been good. Yeah,
I've noticed.
It's been good.
Is it weird to not have Tomlin here at the combine?
You know what? It's
you haven't gone through too much yet, but maybe
yeah,
I'm wondering
it's definitely. I don't say it's different, but we spent a long time. I was with Mike for 19 years, right?
Yeah.
And he loved this process, and so it was. I got some great memories. He was a great partner for a long time, and honestly, it was a privilege to work with Mike as long as I did.
Well, I mean, very few people in the organization predate him. You do,
yeah.
Right? So, so you knew what it was like at the transition back then. And, so you've been with Mike for a long time. Were you surprised? Did you know, let's put it this way, did you know when he walked into that meeting room after the loss to the Texans that he was about to tell everyone he's leaving?
Yeah, well, that morning he came in, it was the day after the game. We lost a playoff game, and he came in and sat in my office. We talked for, it was like 90 minutes or close to 2 hours probably, and he told me what he was going to do, and it just, it was surprising, obviously, when reality set in, after he told me that that was going to happen. And, been together with him for 19 years, and I got this job in 22. And
did you try to talk him out of it?
Of course, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
And?
He had made up his mind, so.
So he made up, he showed up for work that day knowing this is my last day here as the HC.
I don't know at what point. You're going to have to ask him, but yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah, that's he'll have to answer that.
But from your perspective, he was clearly adamant in making this decision. Yeah. Were you in the locker room when he talked to the team?
In the team meeting room?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He had the team meeting, and he told them I was in there. Yeah. It was quiet, and just I think everybody was in disbelief.
Yeah, I know. Again, I know it's like Fight Club that we don't, and stuff got out, and I know that it was very sensitive. But what was it like from your perspective to watch it go down?
It was just, it's one of those things. It's Mike Tomlin. He's a future Hall of Fame coach, and you guys know how we felt about him in the building, and how the players loved him, and I just remember it was quiet, and I turned around at one point, and I saw the rest of the guys, and there was disbelief. And afterwards, it was a lot of hugs, and he handled himself so good. Mike's great, and so.
Yeah, he's Mike Tomlin.
He's Mike Tomlin.
I know that. And so now you've got Mike McCarthy.
Yes.
And walk me through the process that led to Mike McCarthy, because the general sense is that the Steelers were going to have the same result of every single coach hiring since Chuck Noll, which is to go with a defensive-minded guy in his mid-30s, late 30s, first crack at it. So how did we wind up with Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh?
So we were very open-minded. We did cast a wide net, interviewed some really great candidates. I'm confident saying that most of those guys, if not all of them, will be head coaches at some point. But as we went through the process, and we understood and evaluated where we are as an organization, and Mike McCarthy was the right fit for us, and it's been great so far. I mean, he's I've known Mike for 25, 26 years, and we've been grinding for the last month. It's been nonstop, and it's been good. Feel good about it, and he loves Pittsburgh.
He's a toll taker there, man. He's from the area.
Yeah.
This is a Pittsburgh guy through and through. He still has. Yeah. He still sounds like he grew up there every single day. So that is a fit. How is he a fit for what you're trying to build right now?
I think his resume speaks for itself.
Right.
He's been a Super Bowl winning head coach, won a lot of football games, and the reality is and he's been. He's had a lot of experience in developing young quarterbacks, and where we are in an organization, we're still trying to identify who that next franchise quarterback is for us now. We don't. Is it Will Howard? We'll see. But we're not there yet. We have to figure that out, and
What were your conversations about Will Howard with Mike McCarthy, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I can. Mike evaluated those quarterbacks last year. He was out, but he did evaluate them, and he really liked Will. Will's a winner. There's a lot to like about Will.
Oh, I'm aware he's a winner.
Yeah,
I'm aware of him. Very, very well aware.
I don't know how much you've gotten to know Will at all, but he's he's great. There's a lot to like, and,
yes.
and Mike is really excited about working with them.
So he's got a shot to be your starter as we're sitting here right now? I know we're months away here.
Yeah, there's a lot can happen between now and then, but the opportunity is going to be there, I think, and whether it's this year or at some point for him to show us what he's got. We wish we would have seen him play in the preseason, and he got hurt. That was unfortunate. But we spent a lot of time dissecting his practice film and what he's done. And I understand his practice, but with Mike McCarthy and I, we've evaluated it and feel really good. We've seen the improvement week to week when he was out there, and it was just unfortunate he got hurt last year and we couldn't see him on the field.
Well, I not very rarely do I pat myself on the back, Omar Khan, but we're several minutes into this interview and I haven't even said the name Aaron Rodgers yet. So I'm proud of myself.
Good.
To be honest, just the longest you've had an interview without being asked about
him? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm very proud of myself. So now it's
good
time.
Work.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Appreciate that. Appreciate the attaboy. Where are you right now on the process of maybe rehiring and bringing back Aaron Rodgers?
I've had conversations with Aaron. We had a great experience with Aaron last year, and I think we went into it last year. I think everybody just expected it to be a one-year thing. We obviously didn't say it. We didn't close the door on it being longer last year, but with where everything was. It was really a good experience. Aaron was great to have around. He was a great teammate. You learn a lot just talking to him and talking ball and about life and non-football things too. Teammates really liked him, and we'll see where it goes. This isn't going to be like it was last year, the whole spring. And I'd assume we'd have an answer sooner than later. What that means, I don't know if it won't be like it was last year.
No, last year was June.
Yeah, it will not be. I'm confident saying it won't be that.
How about new league year? What do you think?
I'm not putting a deadline on it, but, it'll be sooner than later.
Okay. So, but you have had conversations with him and are open to having him come back.
Yeah.
And he and Mike McCarthy go back like a car seat, right? So what if I told you on that Super Sunday in Dallas that Mike McCarthy was going to be Mike Tomlin's successor and potentially Aaron Rodgers, your quarterback in 2026? What if I told you that on that time?
I'm not sure I would have believed you at the time, man. It's interesting how things work out in life.
Isn't it amazing? Football is just like you can't make this stuff up.
You can't make the stuff up.
So which group are you most excited or intrigued in seeing here at this scouting combine? Omar Khan.
I feel like I say this every year around this time, but there's a lot of good players here, a lot of players that can help us. And the spring's going to really dictate how we feel about the draft as a whole by the time we get to the draft. We got to go through all the medical stuff, all the security stuff, all the other stuff, and it'll. But there's some good players. I mean, I'm excited about all of them. To be honest
what position group?
Well, there's a lot of there's good receivers. There's some good quarterbacks. I'm big on the guys in the trenches. There's some good old linemen, some good defensive linemen there.
Right.
It's some corners. There's some exciting corners out there too. So.
Okay.
Did you run your 40 yet?
I have not, sir.
Okay.
I am running it in April.
In April, okay.
Yes. I'm in training. I don't know if you can tell right now.
Yeah.
By sitting on my ass talking to general managers and coaches.
How close are you to being ready?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all. But, you'll just what I'll do is I'll go through my training. I'll reach out to you and I'll ask you where I am on your draft board.
All right, perfect.
Since we're coming to your town.
Perfect.
You ready to host this thing, man?
Oh, I can't wait. It's long overdue. Pittsburgh's the perfect city to be hosting this event. It is great. It's a great sports town, as everybody knows.
Yes.
There's the city of Pittsburgh and the Western PA. They have so much to offer, and I can't. I've been there now since 2001, and. I love it. Like the region has so much to offer, and I can't wait for all you guys to kind of.
I can't wait either. There. It's such a beautiful city. It's gonna be lit up on the first night, second night. The Very few cities glimmer like Pittsburgh when it's
awesome.
nighttime.
Awesome.
It is great,
awesome.
and it's going to be a spectacle to say the least. And as you know, when the draft travels, there's different fan bases that get a sense to show their civic pride and boo another team that's on the clock. For instance, the Bears got booed heavily last year in Green Bay, whereas when the draft was in Chicago, Green Bay got booed and things. Which team would you predict is going to get booed the loudest at the Pittsburgh draft?
That is a tough question.
But
look,
I only ask those. I need an answer. What's your prediction for the decibel meter?
The AFC North is pretty special and unique.
Okay.
So if I had to guess, I think it's going to be equally divided amongst the other three AFC North
you can't
teams.
do it. Give me the
man.
one. Give me the one team in the AFC North that you think is going to get booed the loudest.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot here.
Come on, it's all good.
We have mutual respect with all three teams. It's just.
You got it. I know which one it is.
I mean, it's going to be. I would say, probably when Cleveland's up on the clock.
Cleveland, okay. I would think Baltimore, because Baltimore's like every single year you kind of stand in each other's way.
It's a great rivalry though.
But the Browns, that's it. The Browns.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting me on the spot here. I mean, it's going to be pretty close.
I know it's going to be. Your message to Steeler fans who you've heard it. I mean, Tomlin heard it all the time. And the fact that this team has not won a playoff game in a time that you're used to having them. Right? What's your message right now? Mike McCarthy's coming in. Don't know who the quarterback is. There are some lion-hearted veterans on this team. Cam Hayward's one of my favorites. I'm assuming you're having conversations with him about coming back.
Cam, I met with Cam right after the season.
Okay.
It was obviously emotional because Mike had just stepped down.
Sure.
And we agreed to speak in a few weeks, and that's coming up. But he's a Hall of Fame player, and
sure. So he's still on your radar screen to return
Absolutely,
as well.
Yep.
Okay. So what's your message to Steeler fans, Omar Khan?
Just trust that we're looking to win Super Bowls here, and that's what we work towards every single year. And we understand that what's happened the last few years is unacceptable. And just like every year, we're evaluating everything in the organization and seeing where can we improve. But I assure you, our goal is to win a Super Bowl.
All right. And before I let you go, the one guy in your tenure with Pittsburgh or doing any of this business in the NFL that you saw at the Combine and that you and the rest of the brass identified at the Combine and were like, okay, we're going to draft this kid, and he turned out to be exactly who you hoped. Is there one person like that, Omar?
That's a tough one, man. These are some tough questions.
Hey, man, this is what happens when you show up on the Rich Eisen Show.
Yeah, that's
which I
good.
appreciate, by the way.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. So, man, that's...
Saw him at the Combine, tested well, checked every box, grease board. I've been in that Steeler room with Tomlin years ago. He let me in there.
I remember
on the grease board, sitting in the back. I was scared.
I remember
and I wasn't on the grease board. But serious business. I remember all that.
Look, it's hard to pick just one, but it's just this goes way back since I started. Obviously. Ben Roethlisberger and Troy Polamalu. There's been some great players.
So Ben obviously he did test. It was in the old RCA Dome. That was one of our first. That was in fact I believe our first Combine.
That was your at
NFL Network.
Okay.
Yeah, kid from Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
And everybody saw that he was.
Yeah, and there was the three quarterbacks that year, right? And everybody was trying to sort out who's going to go where, yeah, he was good. Troy Polamalu. I mean, there's been so many good, great players, Steelers. Like it's hard to pick just one.
Sure.
Cam. There's just so many guys. Yeah.
Good to have you here.
Great to be on.
Thanks, man.
I hope to see you in Pittsburgh.
I will be there.
You'll be there?
Oh, heck yeah, man. Right. From pick one to pick last. I'm the only one who does that on TV, man.
Yeah.
So many other people tap out after one day, after 2 days. I'm there till Mr. Irrelevant.
It's going to be great. If you need advice where to go or let me know. I'm going
to get my fries on my sandwich, if that makes any sense to you. You know what I mean?
And on the salads.
That's
on the salads
Okay,
too.
good. Yeah. Thank you for that heads up.